Boom! Hey y'all, hope y'all are well. Back with another video. Today I'll be showing you guys how I go from this to this using aloe vera gel amongst a few other things. A quick update, in this video I'm at the 2-year mark of my lock journey. My babies have come a long way from where they started. The growth is crazy. I just washed my hair, so I'm ready to get into this retwist. Let's do it. I'll be using aloe vera gel, a rat tail comb, my moisturizer, clips, some oils for my scalp, clips to hold my hair up, a scrunchie, a mirror, and for me, my AirPods and my iPad because I have to have something to watch when I'm doing a retwist. First things first, I'm sectioning my locks into two main sections of my head. The top half is for later when I get there, and I continue to make two smaller sections in the bottom half for better workability since I start from the bottom. I'm so glad I don't need two mirrors to see the back anymore. Lord God, because now my hairs know they know what locks they belong to. I am also no longer particular about my parts, so that speeds things up too. What you see me doing here is I'm taking a few small globs of aloe vera gel to work into my roots. A little bit goes a long way. I then will take my comb and smooth in the gel a bit more before retwisting. And when I retwist, I like to wrap the loose hairs around each individual lock, starting from the root and working as far down the length of the lock as I can go. I used to just palm roll at first, but that didn't really work for me. I found that it caused a lot of tension on my roots, and when I placed in my clips, it was a hit or miss. Like they would either hold the lock, which would keep too much tension on my scalp, or the lock would unravel while the clip was in place. So then it was like I didn't really do that much. Even after removing the clips, once my locks were dry, sleeping was uncomfortable because, again, there was too much tension on my scalp, especially in my nape area at the back. But this newer method has been much better for me. There's hardly any tension on my scalp. Sleeping is a breeze, and my retwist don't unravel. Gotta love that. Pause. Can we look at the length of this lock? I was shocked. I'm saying once your locks start to hang, the length that you retain as they continue to grow is unbelievable. Because when you're just starting out, you tend to pay extra attention to them so you don't notice as much so fast. But as time goes on, you get used to having locks. You don't look at them as often, and it just seems like they're growing at a much faster pace all of a sudden. Like, hello? Who is this? We like her. Let's talk about what I've noticed over the past year. Starting with my parts. You see how I'm just feeling my way through, not looking at anything? Yeah, that's what I've been doing, and I ain't going back. In the beginning, I was very particular about my parts, and I would use two mirrors so I could see the back because I wanted my parts to stay crispy. When I was just starting out in my journey, it was necessary to do this because my locks were newborns and they didn't know what was going on. There was lots of unraveling and frizz, so I had to retwist like this every 2 weeks for the first couple months. But as soon as my locks started to mature, I started to retwist less frequently, so once a month. And I believe around my 1 year mark, that's when I started to give my hair a little more freedom when it came to my parts. Because I noticed a lot of my parts kept shifting into a specific shape in between retwists. So one day I said, hey, okay, I get it. Do you? Spending the extra time to straighten out my parts just doesn't appeal to me anymore. And who am I to fight the forces of nature? Like, clearly, this is what my hair wants to do, so I'm gonna let it do what it do. However, I do clean up the parts in the front just a little bit because I like to see a little more consistency there. But other than that, I just like how liberating it feels to not have to be so strategic about my parts in general. And now I understand why many people with really long locks don't have perfect parts. Because, first of all, who has time for that? And secondly, are locks really even supposed to be perfect? To me, no, they don't need to be perfect. So, yes, I have different shapes to my parts, and I actually kind of like it this way. Leading into my next point, I've noticed I like to plan my retwists around events. So basically, if something is coming up, I'll do a fresh retwist for that event. This way, I don't end up retwisting more often than I would like to, which tends to be every 1 to 3 months. And it also gives me motivation to do my retwist because it's like, hey, we going places. Let's let's get a little freshen up. My retwists also don't take as long anymore as they did in the beginning. In the beginning, it would take so long. I'm talking 3 to 4 hours. I was not about it at all. It took so long because I was new to this and things were just getting started. So more work had to be done. Redoing my unraveled two-strand twists and cleaning everything up and whatnot. But now it only takes about an hour to 2 hours. And that's only because I take breaks because I be getting tired. I've also noticed that I can still feel my two-strand twist that I started with crazy because I thought that by now they would be gone. Like visually, they're gone. You can't tell. Like she clearly has locks, but I can actually still feel them in some of my locks if I squeeze them, especially my larger locks, my thicker locks. So here's a close up of how I retwist the locks near my edges. I know that looked a little rough just now, but I promise you it did not hurt because my hair is wet. I never retwist on dry hair. So I like to retwist these locks towards the back of my head. It almost looks like a flat twist. I just gently retwist against my scalp from front to back. Why do I do this? Because I like how it looks. Especially if I'm going to be styling afterwards, it just kind of pulls the look together, in my opinion. So I definitely recommend trying to retwist your locks in the front this way. Let's talk about aloe vera gel. Why do I use it? Girl, because my hair loves this stuff. I've been using aloe vera gel from before I even locked up my hair. So I said, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'll stick with what I know. My hair is very simple. She likes what she likes and not too much of anything. And aloe vera gel is perfect because it's a very light gel, mainly because it's water based. And we know water based products are very nice for locks. Aloe vera gel is not thick, it doesn't flake, it doesn't build up in my hair. It's very natural and it has a lot of benefits. It's very hydrating, it can attract and seal in moisture, it's rich in different vitamins and fatty acids, which actually help to replenish the hair. It's also believed to promote healthy hair growth because its enzymes hydrate the scalp and clear clogged follicles. This relieves the scalp by preventing dryness and itchiness. Aloe vera gel is also high in antibacterial properties, aiding in cleanliness. We love cleanliness. And many people use aloe vera gel to repair the skin from sun damage, as you may already know. So in turn, it can also be used to repair any possible sun damage to your hair because of its collagen and cooling properties. These help to keep the hair strong, which can also lead to less breakage. Aloe vera is my girl. Now again, this gel is not thick, so it's not going to give you a stiff hold to your retwist, but it does provide enough of a hold to keep your retwist intact. as you will see towards the end. So if you wanted to retwist with aloe vera gel, I highly recommend it. You can either make the gel yourself from the actual plant, or you can buy the gel from your local grocery store. Just make sure the ingredients are simple. Retwisting tip: make sure you retwist all of your locks in the same direction. This is very important because it'll be easier to keep the continuity of the direction you maintain your locks in. If you constantly change the direction of your retwist, it's going to be difficult to know where you left off. I like to retwist my locks clockwise, mainly because when I started with my 2-strand twist, they were clockwise. So I just continued the motion since then. It was also easier to keep the 2-strand twist intact long term by working in the same direction. Especially when you're starting out, you want to be pretty consistent with this because constantly maintaining your locks in different directions can actually disrupt the flow of things. We're almost there. Doing a little victory dance because I'm getting to the point where I'm excited, but I'm also over it. Retwisting is so funny because you know you want to do it, so you have to, but you also don't want to. Like you see me here, I'm over it. I literally have 4 locks left, but I'm so done. It can be quite the process, but once it's finished and you're looking fresh, looking brand new, who is this? Baby, you'll be all kinds of feeling yourself. And then it's so worth it. So back to my point about retwisting in the same direction. You can see here at the top of my head on my left side, my locks look like they're twisted towards the back. And on my right side, they look like they're twisted towards the front. And this is because they are all twisted in the same direction individually. This is what we want. And woo, baby, I'm finally done. We thank God. After putting the work in. I'll usually wait about 30 minutes, sometimes longer, before removing the clips. It's pretty quick because my hair air dries as I retwist. I gently remove the clips so that I don't snag any of my hair. I will kind of check if I missed anything, and then I'll add some oils to my scalp and massage. Massaging the oils in is the best feeling ever. I love massaging in the oil. I only do this step when I retwist though, because I do have some thick oils in there. Now I'm following up with my moisturizer, focusing mainly on the length of my locks and my ends, because the ends need love too. Even if you have locks, they still need love too. I take some time to smooth everything in. And finally, I am done. Also the best feeling. A quick little length check comparing with my 1-year mark. All of my locks in the front are headed in the same direction. Here's how everything would look if I did an updo or a pullback style. And this is how I styled my locks for an event I was attending. If you'd like to know how I did this style, just comment below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I don't want to waste my time on negative